Hey, good morning, knuckleheads. Just my thoughts right now are on the MC culture, what's become, everything else. Um, just having, sorry about that. Just like I said, just having some issues lately. One things that I've been talking about is the fact that we are at an age right now where our culture, our way of life has been battered, derailed. Um, Everybody is quick to sit there and start bickering, bantering, and all this other crap amongst each other, which is a lot of bullshit. It is not in our history, we have never trusted the media. If you want to look at the history of the biker world, you take a look at Hollister. Any biker out there will tell you there's several things that was wrong with that day, with that particular day in general. The whole thing is just really messed up. You know, because when I look at those pictures and I sit there and I see that dude on top of a motorcycle with all those beer cans and beer bottles all around his bike, everything like that, any biker will tell you straight up that is BS. It is completely BS because of the fact that any real biker will tell you straight up when shit needs to go down. And you need to escape real quick, that motorcycle is not going to get out with all those things. There is no way on God's green earth any knucklehead is going to sit there and have all those beer balls around his motorcycle at all. Then just several years ago, once things started getting looked into more depth, it was brought out that everybody that was mostly involved, the media, sat there and set that up because they wanted to sell They wanted to paint a bad image on us, motorcycles. We are not a gang. Hey, Streets, how you doing, babe? You know, within the last decade or so, the media has really played us hard in calling us gangs. We are not gangs by no means. Gangs are like Crips, Bloods, and all other crap. We are not. We are a brotherhood. We're a family. We have things that stand in one of the most greatest gifts our great father could ever give us. We are the epitome of freedom. We don't go out, well, I can't say that. Some knuckleheads out there do paint a bad picture for us bikers. There are some out there that do paint a bad picture for us. The media looks just at the bad apples and they will call us in line with these bad apples. But 90% of us, we're not like that at all. To trust the media now and to sit there and walk hand in hand with the media, believing their lies, believing who they want you to believe, is forgetting all of the history within the MC culture. The media has been against us bikers from the beginning. Once we stood up against the AMA BS, where you had to sit there and wear your exact suits like everybody else, you only went certain directions, you only had certain things, da 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 da, which is good. But when you want to break free and you want to live free, our military had that. They came home from World War II, they needed that. They stepped away from their rules, not to be gang members, not to be gang bangers, not to be these wannabe pansies that sit there and say, oh, Jolly, Jolly G, it's okay, No, we like to ruffle feathers. We like to stand on our own. We like to sit there and stand for freedom. We, as a community, whether you're a patch holder or not, whether you're high up in the MC world or you're the low totem pole hanger out. If you ride, that's all that matters. Now, as for me, I'm not one to sit there and hold my peace. And I've sat there and I've watched a lot of stupid people come in and say, "Oh yeah, the media is this. You know, they're doing." It's like, if you're not a Leo, if you're not a government official, or if you sit there and you're the one that sits there and goes, "Oh golly gee," you know, it's you know, basically you got your head in the sand like an ostrich. The media is going to be your friend. But if you wear a cut, you ride a motorcycle, you sit there and you dare to be different, the media will always paint you as a criminal. That 1% diamond that most people wear does not classify them to be an outlaw, does not classify them to be a gang, does not classify them as a no. The 1%ers are the ones that stood for freedom. The 1%ers is a whole different ballgame than being a gangbanger. I've seen so many people sit there and become keyboard cowboys, sitting there saying, "Oh yeah, you diamond people are just da da da. You guys are criminals. You know that's why I'm riding an RC. You know." And it's like, if you don't know your history about your patches, if you don't know what each patch means, where they come from, why they are on your vest, then the best thing to do is take off your cut, lay it down on your desk at church, give your motorcycle away to somebody who knows what the value is. Go to the history, go to us graybeards, sit down with them, hang around for a little while, learn what each patch means, what each patch dedicated to each person is, the true history of the 1%ers. What's that, sweets? But yeah, I am so tired. Everybody is using the media in the wrong way, if you will. Social media, especially, they are quicker to become keyboard cowboys. They sit there and they're ready to bash somebody because they don't follow their suit, or they sit there and go, "Oh yeah, here you go," you know, da da da. I'm gonna come over and kick your ass. Da, da. That's like, right? Someone does that with me, it's like, bring it. I will give you the exact GPS coordinations of where I am at when that comes up. True. And with all this fighting BS going on between social media, the bikers sitting there saying, "Oh yeah, da 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 da," fighting amongst each other over stupid petty crap. Blasting their dirty laundry on social media is not the way to do it. The media, the Leos, the Fuzz, whatever you want to call them, are looking at this. They're going, man, we don't have to worry about destroying these little peckerheads. They're doing it themselves. They're giving us the key to come in and destroy them little fuckers. They're quick to be a keyboard cowboy. They're quick to sit there and say, "Oh yeah, I'm Mr. Badass." Da 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 da. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. Because if you were a real badass, you wouldn't blast your shit over social media. And for all those that don't know, that is my cat Garfield. I think this house is mine. He knows it. It's his. I'm just here because I'm the only one that can feed him. But anyway, as I've sat back and I've watched different creators on YouTube, different biker communities throughout, the one thing that really gets me is social media. They're sitting there saying, "Oh yeah, we do this, da da da," but yet, like I said, they post their dirty laundry. You don't do that. Dirty laundry is something that you keep close to yourself. Dirty laundry is something that you sit there and you hold true to yourself and your club itself. Or if you are not in a club, you have a good friend. Or if you sit there and you go out and you have coffee or drinks or whatever, what have you, and you sit there and you chat it out. If you cannot sit there and resolve your bullshit first, bring it up to the person that you're disgusted with, then you take it to the next step. But like I have said many times over, you sit there and fly under the fucking radar. one of the best advice I had ever gotten growing up in this MC community. First thing I was ever told was to keep my nose clean, fly under the radar. You fly straight. Club business is club business. If you're gonna do stupid shit, don't air it. Because the media are not our friends. The media is not our friends. And we need to realize that. Look out through the history. Like I said, look at Hollister. Hollister is one of the biggest lies they ever told about our MC Brotherhood. Back then, soldiers coming back from the war decided they want to customize their own motorcycles. They wanted to do a little bit. They dressed how it was normal for them. How it was normal for they. Yep. And Popeye's a good man. Oh yeah. Yeah, Waco. You know, I mean, if you look at the media, and you look at the MC community, you sit there and, oh, hey, we got a new guy. Welcome to our channel. Not sure quite what you just said, but welcome anyway. And no, I'm not a politically correct person. I don't claim to be. All right. Thanks, Reese. But he's removed. But yeah. Waco. Hollister. Shall I go on? I mean, I can go on for days just talking about the bull crap the media plays on us. You go outside, if you walk around without your cut on, without riding your scoot, and you ask the general public what they think about us bikers, I bet you $100. I bet you $100. You ain't gonna like their results. One will almost be guaranteed to sit there and state We are scared. We are just a bunch of overgrown criminals. We are just a bunch of druggies that have no life, that hell's, that's not worth anything. That most people would not want to join an MC because of all those previous things that we just talked about. Some of them would even go far to say that there's no place on this planet for us. You know why they all say that for? It's not because they know us, not because they all have interactions with us. It's because of the media's bullshit. We need to use social media to our advantage for once. We need to sit there and start using social media at our advantage for once. Times have changed from when I was in this thing, when I was in the MC culture, when I started in the MC culture, the internet was nowhere near a thought. Social media was calling somebody up, say, hey, let's go meet up. We'd go for long hour drives. A whole bunch of groups of friends always together, and we sit there and we just have a blast. That was our social media. Now, the only thing that people got to do is this. They sit there and they're on their phone. They don't go out and ride because that's not the proper thing to do. That takes away from their social media. Oh, I got to post this on Instagram. They need to put this on Facebook. You need to put this on YouTube. Da, da, da. I'm going to tell you straight up. Social media is the biggest downfall to the MC culture. Some of the biggest heavy hitters in the MC world the real badasses in the MC culture. You don't hear about most of them, except for every now and then when they do something good or they make themselves available to say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. This is the project I'm going to do. They don't air their dirty laundry. They don't sit there and go to social media, sit there and say, oh, this person called me such a this is, this person here hurt my feelings because I'm just a bitch, I need to cry about something, I need to air it all over the place. You know what, you little bitches? Take off your balls from your ears, put them back where they belong, not in your old lady's purse, not as your fucking earrings. start growing some balls, and start doing right. You're supposed to be a badass biker, right? Then show it. If you're going to be a spineless little twit-wit, you show it all the time. Keyboard cowboys are also the destruction because they help instigate the issue. Keyboard cowboys are some of the most destructive pansies out there. They're tough. They're Bobby badasses. Until a real one shows up. Then they go hide in mommy's basement. They have their mommy change their diapers for them because they're scared a real badass comes up and knocks at their door. Or some of them I have to at least respect a little bit because they don't run to mommy. They hide behind their old ladies' skirts. Some of the ladies have more balls than most of these men do. But if you're going to be a man in man's world, then you be a man. You stop sitting there bitching at everybody else, airing your dirty laundry to make things worse for you. Because like I said, the keyboard cowboys are going to sit there and they're going to look at you every chance they get to add whatever you're airing. They're going to call you names. They're going to sit there and they're going to belittle you. They're going to do everything they can to make you riled up and to lose your control. Once you get angry about that keyboard cowboy, you've already lost that fight. You have now given that person control of your life. Hey, Shadow brother, how you doing, big guy? Good seeing you here, man. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just on a little bit of a rant today. As y'all might see. But yeah, with the advent of social media, things have just gotten a little bit worse for us. You know, I just don't understand. Has the biker community lost itself? Has the biker community got so watered down that we're not standing up for ourselves anymore? Are we sitting here going downhill because we, as a community, are allowing it? I just don't understand that concept. I'm old school. I prefer to be old school. I will never change from that. times have changed. I have adapted a little bit to it. Still trying to get used to all this BS, but the more I see, like I said, the keyboard cowboys, when I see them come in and they're starting their stuff, they're sitting there acting all big and bad, they're typing away, oh, I'm going to kick your ass, da, 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 you do this, da, 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 or if there's a beef between somebody, like few recent unnamed people, there's keyboard cowboys egging them on. They're watching the whole situation unfold right in front of their eyes. They have the key. One thing I've always been told, big old graybeard when I was growing up, sat there and told me, everybody's a badass until a real one shows up. And me, because I had to be funny, sat there and said, yeah. Then we let her sit anywhere she wants. you know, and I'm just glad, that I have seen some people that took a look at themselves and said, hey, let's step back. Let's sit there and reflect on what we're doing as a community, as a brotherhood. Because as Black Dragon says, it is we MC, not me MC. There is no I in brotherhood. There is no I in team. How you doing, Shadow? You doing good? Oh, good. What's y'all's thoughts? I'd love to hear y'all's input as well. Now that is fun. You healing up pretty good, bud? I want to try something real quick. I'm trying to do this new thing, Fringled. Um, that is so true. That is so true. All right, let's see. Hmm. All right. Hmm. Oh well. I was gonna try something, but I'll figure it out eventually. Oh, that is good, bud. Glad you're healing out pretty good, bud. You know, we got your back. Anytime you need the chat, just holler away. You know, I'm always available. More spam shit. If I wanted to see porn, all I have to do is just look on CNN. You know, if I wanted to see that foul BS, just watch CNN. You got a lot of screwing going on on that one. All right, sweet. You have a good one on. Yeah. Yeah, I will find more on how to get this thing a little bit more better. But one nice thing about using StreamYard is I can have other people come in and stuff like that and just kind of have a rant day, just have fun. Um, there are things that I've got an idea for, but I'm going to talk to a few people, run it by them, see what they think. You know, that way we can get the kinks worked out a little bit better, stuff like that. And yeah, keep us posted on how it goes on. I gotta sit there and find my allergy meds again. You know, I'm not one to sit there and always be politically correct. I never have been, never will be. But it's always been one of my saviors. You know, because I've always been told you stay how it is. Don't be afraid to say what it is, how it is. We're not sheep. We are not sheep. And the way the MC culture has been becoming, there's more. So true there. You know, there's more people afraid to say, hey, bro, you're screwing up. Check yourself. Like back in the day when I was growing up in this thing, we got told to check ourselves on a regular basis. You don't see that anymore. Everybody's got blinders on. They know what's going on, but yet they're afraid to say it. Especially because of the fact that you got those keyboard cowboys out there thinking they're big Bobby badasses. Like I said, those keyboard cowboys are not bad. They are not even close to being bad. They're just agitators. They're the thorn in the sides. Yep. Oh, yeah. Gee, if these knuckleheads sit there and state that the media is not our friends, that's the beginning. Because the beginning is to look at the history. Like I said, look at Hollister. When all this stuff started against us, any real biker will tell you point blank that's BS. In any parties I've ever been to, as many years as I've been in this wonderful family, the brotherhood, it's always been the same. Don't trust the media. Waco, another prime example. Colorado, same thing. I mean, like I said, I can go on just on recent years about the media. Look at the media when it talks about the bad things, the dominance, you know, the big five, the big four, what have you, are painted. But yet they don't look at the amount of hours that we give to make sure the kids have a good Christmas, that kids are going to court safe because they're abusers and everything else. Yep. I've got a few family members that were in Hollister at that time because they wanted to paint their narrative. They wanted to sell their magazines. There was no incident whatsoever, except for maybe one or two scrabbles, but that was normal. That's anywhere. Like I said, the media has always been against us. It is high time that we sit there and we bring back our strength, our brotherhood, our way of life. Stop this keyboard cowboy crap. Grab your balls, put them where they belong, not as your freaking earrings, and start using social media for our benefit, not theirs. Show more of what good our community does. Because to me, being a biker, it don't mean going out there riding 2, 3, 4 miles letting everybody see, I've got my motorcycle all shined up. I've got the chrome all done up. Da, da, da. My paint job's immaculate. Everything's all in order. My patches, from this bar here, I did this, whatever. Da, da, da. No, to me, that's not a biker. A biker is a brotherhood amongst brotherhood. We are the biggest family in the world. Oh yeah, yeah, and it's just getting worse. We are deteriorating. We are giving the media that fuel. We've already got the fire amongst us. The media is just giving more fuel. Yup. As that old song goes, they love dirty laundry. The newswoman sits there and talks about the crash with a gleam in her eye because it is selling their newspaper, it is selling their views, it is getting them their notches up. At what? Our cost. We are in that shark's mouth. We are sitting here getting bitten, torn apart, not only by the media, but these fuzz. That's so true. That is so true. Like I said, one of the best advices I've ever done or I've ever been told was to fly under the radar. I love that saying because if the media doesn't know what you're doing, the less heat it brings to our culture, our community, our family. To me, being a biker does not mean you're straight cut. You're going out on your $100,000 pimped out motorcycle, riding 4, 5, 6 miles, then bringing it back home, putting it back in the garage, up on the stands and stuff like that, until whenever you feel like going out. Friday night, Saturday night, you go into your local bar to play your little biker part. To me, brotherhood, biker community, the way of life. Being in the biker family as we are means more to me than anything else in this world. We stand shoulder to shoulder to each other. We have each other's backs. We sit there and we take our falls with each other. We sit there and we help each other out. That's the way it's supposed to be. But yet, there's people riding down the road on their scoot. You see a brother down on the road struggling, broke down. Again, here comes those blinders. They know what's going on. They see what's going on. But yet, they're not helping because that is not the cool thing to do. Or they're sitting there like this. They're posting that tragic on social media. Oh, right on. Yeah. See, the fuzz don't know the difference between a MC, RC, Legion, Moose Lodge, what have you. They don't decipher what cut it is because they don't know. One of the things that I love Popeye for at Texas Biker Radio is that he talks about this just the same exact thing. There is a deal called uh, profiling. I don't remember the whole subject right now. My memory's kind of faded on that. But if you go to, there's a deal on several of his videos. He'll talk about who to contact about profiling and stuff like that. The guy is another great speaker. He says it from the heart, stuff like that. And that's one of the things that he says is the fuzz does not know the difference between our cuts. They don't know the difference because they were never told. They're only schooled about the gangbangers. They use that schooling for the MCs. I don't care for the Leos. I don't have any respect for most of them. I have my own personal reasons. Long history about that. But we need to educate them. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah. When I wear my cut going to the clubs, I'm not even on my bike. The Leos sit there and try to harass me. It's like, no, dude. Things cool. Keep stepping. I don't give them any ammunition. I don't give them any fuel whatsoever. I play stupid. Like, hey, can't give you my ID because I'm not doing anything wrong. If I broke the law, then you have time to harass me. Most of them leave me alone. Like I said, that's one reason why I always state fly under the radar. If they don't know you, that's great. You have to paint a different picture for the media. You have to paint another picture for the fuzz, the Leo, the police, the man, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. See, they don't bother me, really. Just now and then, but for the most part, because they see a different side of me. I will be respectful. I'll sit there and say, hey, how you doing? How you guys doing? You know, I'll wave to them. I'll be nice to them, stuff like that. But what they don't see is totally different from what they do see. Because I love to fly under the radar. And I cannot stress that enough. And with all these people sitting there airing their dirty laundry, making the club scene bad, making the club scene worse than it already is, it's killing us. Because that is giving more fuel to the fire for the media. That's giving more fuel to the fire to the freaking Leos. At this rate, we're not going to have a brotherhood anymore. It's going to be illegal for us to wear anything on our vests. The way things are going, how things have been going, it's going downhill. It is like someone threw 1,000 gallons of Vaseline on the hill, and we're on top of it. We're starting to hit that crest. We need to start right now. We need to take back our culture. We need to take back our country. We need to start sitting there using the media at our favor. We need to start standing up as a brotherhood. As graybeards, we need to start teaching these young folk how it is, what it really means to sit there and try. Oh yeah, yeah, I know that's one of the hard parts. Being black and being Native American riding a motorcycle is the hardest part because stereotype. And that's again, like I said, the officers do not know the difference. You're riding a motorcycle, you're here. You're a black man riding a motorcycle, you're right here. That radar is up. I've seen so many people sit there and get busted. I'm literally busted by the cops, beating them up because of their color. Yeah, I know. This last generation, the bikers that came in like in the 90s, late 80s, 90s, they dropped the ball when it came to the MC culture. They didn't pass it down to the next generation. They didn't keep hold of the traditional, because that is when a lot of these gangbangers came in. And instead of leaving their gangbanger crap home, they bring in the MC. Now you got the gangbangers, which gives the media fuel because they got that mindset of being in the gangs, not the MC. They were never told to check yourself. They was never told you have to hold yourself accountable. If we kept ourselves in check and we sat there and we passed down from generation to generation like it's supposed to be, things would be a lot better for us. We need to start standing up right now. Don't be afraid to stand your ground. Don't be afraid to sit there and put your point out there. If people don't like it, tough shit. Those few that are upset with you will get it. Oh, yeah, yeah. I remember those old days. I've been in this brotherhood since the early 70s. When towns were a whole lot better, a whole lot bigger, but yet being a biker back then was a whole lot worse. Because the cops, the Leos, the Fuzz, the man, what have you, hated us, just like being a truck driver. There's still cities out there, towns that hate bikers that will do anything to kill us. Because they know no better. There's people out there that follow the media to an exact. If you're a news reporter and you sit there and you tell people, oh, hey, look, it's starting to wind down. The wind's starting to blow up really good, 30, 40 mile an hour gusts of winds. And you know what? I think it smells like Billy's undershorts. You will see people go out there just to see if it is true or not. They will take a big whiff. And most of them will believe it. Not always true. Yeah, the wind will kick up. The only time it'll smell like Billy's undershorts is if you're standing next to him. Like I said, we need to sit there and start using social media at our favor. We need to bring back what true brotherhood really means. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've been through a few of those towns myself. It's so bad, you know. It's always been hard for us bikers. You know, again, like I said, from Hollister, when the media painted a rough, real bad negative image on us. And I get corrected, sit there and say, oh, yeah, you know, it's them back then. It's like, no, no, yeah, didn't happen to us directly because we weren't there. We was not in that situation. But when we sat there and we took up our first motorcycle, we started joining the biggest brotherhood in the family in the world. We became that. We became as those back then. We became their family. Whether we know them or not personally, that don't matter. Don't matter what cut you've got on, no matter what bike you ride, it's because of them back then. We joined their family, their brotherhood. We stood up and says, this is what we want. This is what we're going to do. This is the lifestyle we're going to have. We became their family. So, do you trust the social media? Do you trust the media? Do you walk hand in hand with the media? Sit there and say, oh, yeah, yeah, da, 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 da. If you do, then you're a fool. If you believe the lies the media is telling you, Waco, Colorado, Hollister, LA. I mean, we can go on and on and on about the whole BS. But like I said, we, the people, we, the brotherhood, we, the family. It is not me. It is not I. The only time you will hear me say I is how can I be there for you? How can I help you out? It is our job to help each other grow. It is our job to help each other out. Instead of being here and your brother down here, you need to help that brother be up here with you. We are a team. Some folks lose that. Some folks don't know that. All they see is the backwashing, the bullfighting, the name calling, the keyboard cowboys egging it on. The media picks it up like candy. And we need to start stepping up. Use the social media at our favor. sit down as a collective soul, sit here and look at what ideas you guys can come up with, we can come up with to use social media at our advantage for once. We need to start using their weapons against them. This was built by the military coming home. Let's start using some of their tactics. Let's start using what was trained, what's been drilled, what's been filled. Let's start using their weapons against them. Give them some good news. Give some braveness. Give them some great heart. Start laughing with the media. Start laughing at them. Stand up and say, hey, we are not going to take this crap anymore. We the people does not just stand for the United States. We the people is this brotherhood. We the people are. Yes, we are. Hoorah! We've faced the devil before. We have faced more dangerous people than most will ever imagine. It's time to turn the tide. It is our turn to shine again. It is our time to hold up that shield of armor. Let everybody know we will stand shoulder to shoulder with our brothers and sisters. We will stand up for our community, our brotherhood. One thing I've always stated from the beginning of my channel, I don't care what cut you got on. I don't care what motorcycle you ride. I even give you ration of shit for riding one of those little regurgitated spider things with the two wheels in front instead of back like it's supposed to be. Those are not motorcycles. Those are snowmobiles on birth defect. But again, like I said, from the beginning of my channel, I've always stated that I don't care what cut you've got on. If I see you in trouble, I'll be there. Yes, we did. The only time our oath is taken is when we get called up to our great hunting ground. When This shell ends to go on to our next journey when we take our last breath. We are still our brother's keepers. We still are obligated to defend our family. We are there to stand up for what's right. We are soldiers. We are warriors. We are handpicked to be the strength for those who have none. We are chosen to give the voice to those who are scared to. Shoulder to shoulder, brother to brother. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Question is right now, where do we stand? Where do we stand in all of these culture vultures, as I keep hearing lately? The keyboard cowboys. Where do we stand with them? Do we keep giving them fuel to add to the fire? Or are we going to become the fire? Are we going to be the fire again? Yes, we do. Those that served in the military will know one thing. When you're in the middle of hell, when you're in the middle of a firefight, you don't care what color the person is next to you. You don't care where they're from. You're just glad they're there fighting on your side, shoulder to shoulder, making sure each one gets home the next night. You're standing up defending no matter what you've got from. We, as a biker community, are that same way, or I should say, we should be that same way. Because there's tons and tons of ex-military. Sorry, you're never an ex-military. Once you're in, you're in. That's a brotherhood that will always stay with you for the dying days. Every time I say ex, it leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Once you're got that taste, once you get into that brotherhood, you don't leave it. It never leaves you. We need to start using their tactics against them. We need to start using social media at our favor. And you little keyboard cowboy little bitches, keep bringing up your BS. Yeah, and there's some that'll sit there and bite. They'll sit there and just start da 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 da. I say, you guys are the biggest jokes. We love it. But with this, I got to run. I love y'all. Thank you for showing up. Shadowy, we love you. Glad you showed up. Glad you're healing well. You know, if you need me, you know where I'm at to get a hold of me. Um, yep. I've got to run. I've got an appointment that I got to run to real quick. And as I always do at the end of my videos, is I always give a shout out to all the brotherhood, the biker communities. It don't matter what cut you've got on, what bike you ride. It's just the fact that you ride and you join the biggest family, the best family that's ever been created in this world. You got my hearty salute. You got my friendship. You need me, I'm always here. And to top it off, again, like I said, I always do this in all my ending videos is no matter what branch you served in, whether it be the Navy, Marines, Air Force, Coast Guard, Army, what have you, whether you served, are serving, or going to serve, no matter what branch you're in, you get my hearty salute. Here at this channel, we love y'all. No matter who you are, when you put on that cut, whether it be an independent cut, lone wolf cut, RC cut, MC cut, or even just not even nothing at all, just to ride your motorcycle. That's all that matters. You're still in the brotherhood. You're still a family. You got our support. You got our love. Start standing for yourselves. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. You're always going to have haters. You're always going to have someone sit there nitpicking no matter what you say. But those that matter, those that are close to you, will stay at your side. They will love you for the fact that you're standing your ground. With that, y'all, be nice. Have fun. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. Ride safe. Have fun. I'm always here for y'all if you need be.